Luke Santamaria, welcome back, and you are welcome as witness to the explosion of the bruiserweights.
Yeah, it's very good to be back here, Sean. Thank you very much. A little bit nervous. I haven't done this in a very long time, but let's see how we go.
Sure, you'll be fine. Locking up here. No love lost between these two men, and Luke, when tag team partners fall out, it's often the ugliest.
Yes, it is, Sean. I've had my fair share of fallouts with tag team partners over the years that I was wrestling, but I'm very intrigued with this match. You've got the brute strength of Kurt Barron, and then, of course, you've got the wittiness of Carlos Diaz there. And might I point out, because I think everybody has noticed, the attire of our general manager, Jimmy C.
Barron taking control early in this match.
Beautiful leapfrog there by Carlos Diaz. Oh, with the hip toss too.
You need a fair bit of strength to get a skyscraper up like that. And Luke, I don't think Barron expected a fight like this out of Carlos Diaz, which just goes to show how arrogant he's become since Jimmy C took him under his wing.
Well, that's the thing, Sean. You never count out anybody. Anybody with the amount of heart that Carlos Diaz has, never count him out. You can get knocked down and knocked down and knocked down, and he just keeps getting back up and coming back for fighting. To fight.
And of course, you can't look past the skyscraper either. Cover here.
Hey.
Barron having started to travel around the independent scene in this country, making his name in Queensland as well as here in South Australia.
And of course, he's taking young Jimmy C along with the ride with him.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he didn't leave him behind. You know, I tried to pull some strings and get Jimmy stopped at customs, but they said they didn't want him in Queensland either. Something about not letting fruit fly into the state.
Ooh.
Cover. Both these young men looking to advance up the ranks here in Riot City. It is open slather for the championship at the moment. The champ, Nick Armstrong, yet to have a challenger.
Unfortunately, you know, what was it, last show, David Green got beat, and unfortunately he couldn't retain his title, but Carlos Diaz starting to come back with some big punches here. Huge sidewalk slam there by Kurt Barron.
A few more of those and we won't have a ring by the end of the night. Nick Armstrong, of course, not only defeating Davey Green, but also putting him on the shelf, taking him out of commission with that chair across the ankle. You just got to know that our general manager, saint that he is, turned a complete blind eye to it.
Jimmy C turns a lot of blind eyes around this place.
If only we were all blind and didn't have to see him.
The one thing that Carlos has to do here, Sean, is he has to stay composed and he has to stay focused. He cannot get distracted by Jimmy C on the outside. As you can see, he's doing a real good job of doing that at the moment, and he's looking to take the big man down with a sunset flip. Oh!
But too much focus can be a problem here as well when there's such antagonism between these men. You've got to think tactically, surely, not just let your emotions fuel you.
No, you can't let your emotions get in the way of, especially a match like this, it's such a grudge match. If he does get his emotions in the way, I think he needs to kind of just take a little bit of a step back and regroup. You know, get his head back in the right space, get focused again, and if he can do that, then hopefully the match will go the way that he wants it to go, the way that he's visioned it inside his head.
He's got the crowd behind him, the residents rallying. They want to see Carlos Diaz take the win.
Come on, Carlos.
Just recently in an RCW live show, we saw him take Grim to the limit. We know that he can hang with the big men.
Big clothesline there. A flying clothesline there. Carlos is getting a full steam ahead here. He's starting to get that second win inside of him. Oh, big atomic drop.
The shooting superstar going for high risk and big reward. There it is.
Is he going to be three? Oh.
So close.
I think it might take a little bit more than that to keep Kurt Barron down, though.
But Barron is hurting. We can see it from a vantage point here, clutching the back of his head.
He's a big boy, isn't he?
Not often I see people taller than me, let's put it that way. Oh, get down, Jimmy.
Hey, we can't say anything bad about the general manager.
I can say what I like.
Oh, Sean. Oh!
Diaz hitting both his ankle and his head on that landing. Skyliner!
That's got to be it. 1, 2, 3. That's all she wrote.
The winner of the match, the skyscraper, Kurt Barron. And Luke, I think you've got to give a big assist there, an asterisk in the column, if you will, to Jimmy C.